and co-founder of the Chertoff Group, joins us live from Washington this morning. Welcome, Chad.
Thank you.
What do we hope to learn from these three wives of bin Laden?
Well, I think it's unlikely that Osama bin Laden would have shared anything with these women in terms of detailed plots, but it's been reported that they did not leave the compound for over 2 years. And in that long period of sequestration, there will be many things that the CIA will find interesting, even mundane things, for example, of whether people who we surveilled coming in and out of the compound, could they positively identify them with photos? Could they tell us whether, for example, the individual was right-handed or left-handed? All these things are the pebbles by which we build up our knowledge in the encyclopedia of Al-Qaeda. But bear in mind, every hour that's passing that we don't have access to these individuals is dangerous, because if they do in fact have any kind of piece of the puzzle of an imminent plot, it's imperative that we get it quickly. Otherwise, it could go stale, or God forbid, end up not being able to allow us to disrupt the plot. Right,
and then the other question also is who they're surrounded by. I mean, if perhaps the story changes the longer we're not able to interrogate them.
Correct. I mean, if you think about right now, they're wondering what their future is going to be. There's a window of opportunity in any moment of disruption like this to speak to the individual, to build rapport and trust. But as they get more and more time passing, their memories will fade, and potentially they'll get less willing to discuss or talk.
New information out of the New York Times this morning that I thought was really interesting, that the president apparently required that the assault force that was going into bin Laden's compound be big enough to be able to fight its way out of Pakistan if necessary. Also authorized them to return fire against the Pakistani military. What does that say about the real state of the relationship, if anything, between our military and Pakistan?
Well, I think it fortunately shows that the trust level obviously isn't where we would hope it to be. I think clearly, though, it was the right call, and it's essentially the following message, which is, we will be multilateral and collaborate when we can, but unilateral when we must. And I think this is a situation where, candidly, whether it was Pakistan or any other country, we made it clear to the world that if we had actionable intelligence that would lead us to take down bin Laden, we would act unilaterally if necessary. And I think President Obama clearly would have preferred to collaborate, but in this case, he absolutely made the right decision. It was a very tough decision. Imagine if, on their way out, if bin Laden had not been in the compound, and imagine if those forces had killed Pakistani officers in the process. It could have very well ended the entire Pakistani relationship and rendered his presidency much like Carter's after the failed Iranian hostage attempt.
A huge risk with a huge reward. It turned out to be the best case scenario. Chad Sweet, co-founder of the Chertoff Group and former CIA official. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Here at home, the flood